Pro vibration plate to take you through a therapeutic yoga practice to strengthen your hips and to help with mobility. A little bit about me. I'm a certified personal trainer. I am a yoga therapist, Pilates practitioner, and I work with people just like you to teach you how you can be safe, strong, and healthy through COVID and beyond. And what better tool than a Life Pro vibration plate to do all that? So today I'm really excited to take you through this therapeutic yoga practice. You know, yoga is an ancient practice of teaching, bringing together mind and body through breath and movement and meditation. The therapeutic side of it is where we take all those teachings and we look at ways to treat different structural problems, emotional problems, mental problems. And so this is the beautiful practice of being on a vibration plate, which is all about energy and moving energy into our body to relieve us of discomfort and disease. So you don't have to be a seasoned yogi or yogini to be on this plate and to do this practice. I'm so glad you're here. As a matter of fact, if you have been taking classes with me or taking my videos, I would love for you guys to take a picture of your favorite poses while you're on your vibration plate, put them on our Facebook group page. It'd be great to see how you're practicing on it. And remember, it's a practice. So I've been doing this for over 23 years. If you're a newbie, you're right where you need to be. So you've got an email that came out today to remind you of props that you need. Obviously, a vibration plate. Again, I'm using my Rumlex Pro 4D. I love doing this on my mini waiver as well. So whatever plate you have is perfect. I'm choosing, when I start this, we're going to be going on with the oscillation mode. However, if you want a little more challenge in balance, lateral is good to go if you're on the 4D, but let's stick to oscillation mode. And let's talk about props. 2 yoga blocks, a great investment. You don't have it, you could use toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls, but these are pretty sturdy. I definitely want you to have a blanket today. Any kind of blanket is fine that you can use for a soft surface. And I definitely recommend you have a stool. This is a two-foot stool. It's a great size to have, and we won't need it right away, but I want you to have it handy. So let's dive in with our hips. We talk about hips, you know, our whole body weight from our head to our skeletal system relies on this area. Our hips have 6 ranges of motion. We have internal rotation, we have external rotation, we have a hip flexion, hip extension where we kick back, we abduct, and we adduct. 6 ranges of motion. And if you're sitting a lot and COVID, we're sitting more than normal, we're going to get a lot of tightness, we're going to get a lot of weakness, and possibly impingements. So let's get on a plate and work through those issues in our tissues. So you're going to start, you can have your blocks close by. Go ahead and put your plate on, your platform on. I'm going to start on my oscillation mode again. It's the up and down, the arrows go front to back. And I'm going to put it on a level that's probably a really comfortable level, or I should say speed, of about 4 or 5. Just to get going, okay? And you're going to sit on your platform. You can take your blankets and sit on there because it makes it nice and comfortable, okay? And we're going to sit here and just start with our breath because, as I said, this is a practice of breath and body and mindfulness. So sit with your feet together cross-legged and just be very upright. Be present. Feel your sitting bones. Feel the movement. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. And we're going to just sit here for just maybe about 3 breaths. The inhalation through the nose, taking a deep breath in, the belly fills, the rib cage fills, and the chest fills. And you can even lift the corners of your mouth to feel that lightness. And on the exhale, open your mouth, and it's an H-ah sound. And you're putting all that stale energy, you're kind of letting it go into the platform to dissipate. Take another deep breath in. Fill up your vessel and exhale side out. And one more time, a deep breath in and exhale out. So we're just gonna let this vibration continue to work with a couple cat-cows. Pelvic mobility. Navel back, hold on to your knees, tuck your chin, and hang out here for a few breaths. Now, just so you know, in this practice, we're gonna go into two different options. The first segment of this is going to be laying down. Okay, so that could be one routine. The second segment is gonna be a standing segment. Flex your spine, tuck your chin, exhale. And then on the inhale, I'm going to pull yourself up, bend your elbows, and lift your spine and sit nice and tall. Crown of the head lifts up. Let's do that again. Exhale. So know that this class, this session, is two parts. You can do both of them, but I would suggest taking one or the other. And that way you have 2 days of practice. And then back up. Now come side to side. Feel your left sitting bone and feel your right. Just sway your body side to side. You're rocking your hips. Okay, just be aware. One side you might feel a little bit more movement. Other side you might feel a little more stuck in it. And it just is what it is. This is awareness. Okay, so if you think about east and west, or 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, we're going to take it into a pelvic clock. Navel back, that's 12. Then to the left is 3. Then forward is 6, your pubic bone's forward. Then to the right is 9. So let's make those circles. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in as you lift, exhaling. And now reverse it for me. To the side, up, side, and down. If you're watching this live, give me a high five, give me a little love, let me know where you're from. I'll be replying back to comments later on after the session's over. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in chat. Pull the ribs down, go to the side, lift the chest. And we're just making some movement deep into the hip joint. At any time, sharp shooting, numbing, tingling, stinging, pain, something that doesn't feel good, be true to yourself and be compassionate to yourself. We're practicing what's called ahimsa, do no harm. And now that we've evened out left to right, circular, come on up and let's make a change. You're gonna take your blankets and you're gonna take it out and behind your platform, and we're gonna put our feet on the platform. We're gonna work in bridge pose. Now, bridge pose is a fabulous hip strengthening exercise, or asana. You don't need your blocks for, you only need one block for now, or your toilet paper roll. So you're gonna lay with your butt close, your feet flat. Roll down and get yourself comfortable here. Take your block between your thigh bones, not your knees, your thigh bones. Squeeze your block. Bring your palms to face up. Drop the shoulders down, nod your chin. Let's take a deep breath in and press your back flat and roll your pelvis up. Now, if you are getting hamstring cramping, you're not using enough glute. That's all that's telling me. You might be dehydrated. But this practice is to get you to engage what we call posterior extensors. All 10 toes, the heels on the platform. Take a breath. Press lower the waistband into the floor, and then peel your tailbone up until your knees reach over your toes. Stay there and feel the feet pressing into the platform. Shoulders are flat, palms up or down. I like them up. Breathe in and roll back down, vertebra by vertebra. We'll do that only one more time, and I'm going to add on to this. Take a breath in, exhale and roll up. Feel the glutes engage and lift up. And you're reaching the knees over the toes. Press into all 5 knuckles, the big toe to the little toe knuckle, and the inner outer heel. And hold this for a moment. See if you can lift a little higher as you press down and roll your spine down. This is what I call a cheap spine massage, but it feels good. Now you're going to remove the block. Take your knees in and your toes out. We went from parallel to internally rotating our thigh bones. Take a deep breath in, and you're going to roll your spine up. The knees will come together. We're merging into the center line, and we're opening up the lower back. On the next exhale, roll your spine down. One more time. Exhale as you roll up, pressing your feet. Feel like your heels are reaching apart. you're pushing the platform apart. You'll feel a lot more of the internal rotators here. Take another breath and roll it back down. One more time. I said 2, but we'll do 3. I like 3s. Take a breath in, exhale, press the navel down and roll up. Now let's stay here for a little bit more pressing and see if you can lift a little higher. Reaching the knees over the platform and roll back down. One vertebra at a time. The next part of this, the soles of the feet will come together. So the feet are together and the knees apart. Now you won't come up that high, but that's okay. You're gonna take a breath, back flattens, tuck the chin and roll up. Now here's a little instability here, and this is where the magic happens. We're gonna work on these glutes to keep us lifted and even. Press into your feet, take a breath, and roll back down one vertebra at a time. And once you land there, relax your feet and allow the knees to open up. Here's a big external rotation. Inhale, navel to spine, curl the tailbone. Feel the pubic bone lifting up, feel the belly button dropping down, and then you make your way up. Reach all 10 fingers toward the platform. Shoulder blades are flat. Take another breath and see on the exhale if you can lift higher. And then keep your hips lifted as you melt down between the shoulder blades. Then the middle back. Then the lower back. Then the sacrum to the tailbone and relax. Last time. Breath in prepares you. Exhale, navel initiates, pelvic floor engage. You'll feel the hips sweep up, curl up, and lift. Hold this, but don't hold the breath. Remember, we're uniting breath with movement and the energy of the platform. You might notice you're swaying to one side versus the other side. We're going to try to balance it out here. And roll back down. Take your time. Now we're going to add on a little more strength here. Come to parallel. Roll up one time with your next exhale breath and hold it. Now I'm going to keep your left foot on the platform. Bring your right leg up and stretch the leg to the sky. Toes lift up. We're going to lift 5 times, pushing down into the left foot, into the platform, reaching the toes up. Hold that lift. Now here's where it gets a little dicey. Bring your leg over, crossing your center line. Reach it toward the front of the plate, out to the side, toward your torso, and around. Let's do that again. Look at the ceiling and imagine a big clock and try to trace 12 to 3 to 6 to 9 to 12. One more time in that direction. Keep the hip lifted and keep the hips stable. Pause there, now reverse it. Again, you want to lift up and let's circle around using the breath. So I like to think about half of the circle is an inhale, exhale, cross center line. And one more. Here's the mobility we're looking for in our hips and the strength as well. Stay lifted, bring the foot down, find your platform and roll down. Let's take a little break here, rolling the spine down. Now, the left glute did a lot of work and now we're gonna go for the mobility as we roll up. Inhale, exhale, roll up and hold the lift. Now your right foot anchors well, you lift the left leg up. And we're going to go ahead and cross over center or lift up and down 5 times. 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're going to circle that leg. Now, if your platform shuts off, and mine has, just go ahead, take a break, pause the video, and continue with the work. It's only 3 circles, but I want your best 3. Thinking about quality of breath and movement rather than quantity. We're in a mindful state here. Reverse the circle. Keep looking toward your toes, cross your center, that's 1. Inhale, exhale, press into your right foot as you come up and around 2. And one more time, breath in, exhale, take it around 3, lift up, bend the knee, place the foot down, and roll yourself down. Excellent. So I'm going to get up slowly. I'm going to put my platform back on. Same setting. I'm at a speed of about 4 or 5. And let's release the hips. A quick figure 4 stretch. So this is the first section of or segment of our workout. Cross right ankle over left. That's your figure 4. And let your knees drop over slowly. This is not a race to get the knees here. We want to take time to allow the hips to stretch. If you haven't checked out last week's video, I showed figure 4 stretch or pigeon pose in a different version. So this is one other option of pigeon pose, kind to the knees, great to release the piriformis, the glute medius, and the lower back. Come back to center as you take an exhale breath. The abdominals take you over. And let's uncross. Pick up the left foot, cross the ankle over. Pelvis is still. On the next exhale, you slowly, maybe for a count of 8 to 10, take that much time to let the knees drop to the side. You'll stay there and you'll allow the vibration of the platform to do its magic here. And I want to encourage you to stay longer than I am right now to enjoy this release of your piriformis, the lower back, the shoulders are flat, the breath is smooth. On your next exhale, you always prepare with an inhale. On the exhale, you use the abdominals to come back to center, nice and slow. And then uncross. Awesome. So relax here for a moment. Feel the vibration into the thighs, into the hips. Be aware of all 10 toes. I know a lot of people that toes tend to curl up, so anchor the toe pads into the heel bones. And then slowly come up. Take your time. There's no hurry. We want the blood to repressurize. Now, the next part of this, we're going to do standing. So you'll have your yoga blocks handy at the sides of your platform. You're going to remove the blanket. You won't need it. And I'd like you to have your chair in the front of your platform. Now, in the next segment of this video, I'm going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 different asana poses. I'm going to be only showing you facing the camera. That will be it for the series. So you'll do the second side without me, okay? Because I don't need you to see my back side on that. And for the lack of time, I don't want to spend too much on this video because all you have to do is pause it and replay it, okay? Deal? I'm going to hold you to it. You don't want to be lopsided. Okay, so let's go ahead and start in mountain pose. Both feet are on the platform. Toes are spread wide. This is super important. What happens to your feet goes all the way up to your hips, all the way to your chest, all the way to your head. So find that strong mountain pose. Lift up all 10 toes. Go ahead and look down. Lift up all 10 toes. Can you take the 4 small toes down and keep the big toe up? When you do that, you're externally rotated. Okay, so feel what happens into the side of the hips. You're strengthening the sides of the hips. This is external rotation. Now place the big toe down. Now this time, keep the big toe down and lift up all other 8 toes. You're going to feel internal rotation. The thigh bones pressed back. Keep that feeling, okay, when you bring down the other 8 toes. Tail down, arms long at your side, crown head lifted. So this is your mountain pose. Big toe to little toe, inner heel to outer heel. Now, hands go on the hips. We're going to go into the next pose, Virabhadrasana 1, which is Warrior 2. So in Warrior 2, I've got a very long stance. Heel lines up with heel. Put your platform hand inside your thigh and turn that knee out. Here's your external rotation. Look at your back heel. Turn that heel out a little bit. And there's still external rotation. This is strengthening this floor hip while we open up the platform hip. Take your arms out and reach over. Looking down at your knees and over your fingertips. Strong warrior pose. Feel like you're splitting the mat apart. From our Warrior 2, take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now you're welcome to move in and out of this pose a few times or sustain it. We're building endurance and strength. We'll go into 5-star pose where the legs are straight. You're going to take your platform leg, turn it so all 10 toes are in. Now your platform leg is going to be, hips going to be a little higher. See if you can't hold those hips balanced just a bit. And we're going to hinge at the hips. Careful on this one. You do not want your head to lead. Flat back, hands on your thighs for support. You may want to take a yoga block and rest both hands on here, pull the chin in, and feel the hamstrings stretch while the inner thigh bones plug in. You'll want this stretch for a moment here because we're going to work into some other poses. Now, hands go on the hips. Take a breath in. Exhale. Use your glutes to come up. It's a great stretch, isn't it? We're going to take all 10 toes out now to the side. Into goddess pose. Utthata Konasana here. Okay, so you're going in a wide goddess pose. Your thigh bones are turning out. Now here's the work. You can put your hands on your hip creases or hands out to the side. I'm going to put it on the hip creases. Lift the platform heel, and we're going to pulse down and up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that platform heel down and come up. Inhale. Exhale, drop the hips. Pull the chin in. Perhaps hands go behind the head. That way I know that your spine is long. Lift the floor heel, and we lower and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower that heel and down and stand up. Excellent. Flying monkey. This is kind of a fun one. You might want a yoga block handy. We're going to bend into the front knee. Hands come together. Elbow rests on the thigh, and you lift. You can see my toes. I'm lifting my heel. And then you come back to center, and you bend the other knee. Butt goes back, and you lift the platform heel. So we're going to fly with this. We're going to do this a couple times. Feel free to grab your blocks here. Keep them handy, so when we come down for flying monkey, maybe your hands are on the blocks, and they will travel with you as you lift this heel. Now, if you're on the Rumblex Pro, you want more vibration, put your legs out more on the ends of the platform. Most of the platforms are like that, right? The center is the least vibrating. And there's your breath. You always find it and sink deeper into it. One more time on the other side. Hips back, or you can find your balance. Come back to center and release. You're going to turn to face your platform. Now from here, take a deep breath in, arms come up, bend into it, find your chair, and we're going into airplane, also known as warrior 3, and lifting the platform leg. Now I did a little warrior video a couple weeks ago. We're definitely going to use our chair for this to get the feeling of our long spine. Bend your floating leg. You can flex the foot, and we're going to lift the hips, or lift the knee, but pull your belly in. Lift for 5, 4. This is our strengthening part. 3, 2, 1. Extend that leg out. You can place the foot down for a moment if you need to. Take a breath in, and then reach that leg back. Bend the knee, and now come out to the side, and we're going to lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that knee in, extend the leg out. This is a great leg extension, hip extension. Take a breath, bring the leg down, hip flexion, bend your knees slightly, and come standing up. Excellent work here. Let's release that hip. Come out wide. Now, you're going to feel a little more vibration. We did this pose last week. You're going to sit down into Malasana. The chair is here. Remember, if you have tight ankles, you can always put towels under, but our goal is to keep our heels down. You can place your hands on the platform or bring your hands together and push your knees apart and hold this pose. The whole idea here is you're not sinking so far in it, you're dropping, you're lifting your hips up. And there's your strength part. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Each pose, maybe 3 to 5 breaths. Perfect timing. My platform just came up, and I'm going to start it one more time. Now, press into your hands or use your chair. Come up and shake your legs out. Come into mountain pose. So once again, I went through a series of poses, standing and also lying down, that you can break into segments. You should feel a lot of energy moving your hips. So we're going to end this practice in a balasana, sitting down. Grab your blanket, okay? Move your chair away and have a seat. You're going to sit just how we started, and we're going to allow the vibration to relax those muscles. Internal, external rotation, abduction, adduction, flexion, extension. These are the ways our hips are designed to move. We practice every day, 10 to 15 minutes, through ranges of motion, to strengthen those weak muscles, to lengthen those tight muscles, to get out of impingements. We'll be stronger for our daily functions. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Bring your hands to your heart space. Close your eyes and just feel that vibration. Relax your shoulders. Bring your hands back to your knees. Open up your legs, and here's our seated malasana. Sitting at the edge of your platform, bring your knees in, or bring your knees out, bring your elbows in, and hold this. You're hinging from your hips. If you want a little bit more, grab your chair and lean into it. Get a little bit longer stretch. We're really going deep into those hip joints. And finally, we'll work into our last pose, which is the best one of all. It's like the icing on the cake, the cream of the Oreo cookie, Shavasana. So in Shavasana, I want to encourage you to take your blanket, to keep some of it on your platform. You're going to come down, allow your spine just to decompress for a moment. And then we're going to take one leg and reach it over the platform, and then the other, opening up the hips. Now, before we check out, I want you to check in. And what I mean by that is, you'll press your hands into the floor, palms up. You're going to press your thighs into the floor and really push up. So we're in almost what we're going to call a little bit of a hip extension and a gentle side back bend. Tuck the chin, push down, flex your feet, push all the way out through your feet. Reach your arms up to the ceiling, anchor your shoulders, and then stretch back. We want to feel like we're on the rack here. Someone's grabbing our wrists, reaching us, pulling us away from the platform, heels pushed over. We're letting all that energy from fingertips all the way to heels. Hands will relax down at the sides of your body, and you're going to melt your spine down one vertebra at a time. And then finally, you know you've landed, you know you're there in the posture when you can wiggle your toes and relax. This posture, Shavasana, probably one of the most important, because after you've moved and grooved, you've worked muscles, you've got in and out of your comfort zone, you want to take those breaths in and out to relax the sympathetic system. We've kicked up a lot of endorphins through our vibration. And now you just want to enjoy the benefits. Feel your bones are heavy on the mat and the platform. And feel those muscles releasing from your bones. Wiggle out your jaw. Relax your earlobes. Relax your scalp. Feel your skin releasing from your muscles. The breath becomes calm now. There's not really a noticeable inhalation or exhalation. It just blends in and ebb and flow like the ocean. Again, I invite you to stay in this posture, Shavasana, for at least 3 to 5 minutes. And once that time has ended or your platform has shut off, you'll go ahead and bend your knees. You'll slowly roll to one side and come into what we call fetal pose. And relax here for a moment. Take your feet off the platform. Use your hand to push you all the way up. Nice and slow. You can go ahead and sit on your platform, but it's still on. And then once again, I want to bring your hands to heart center. And I want to thank you so much for allowing me to guide you into this practice today. I hope it was really helpful. And I look forward to your comments or your questions. And I look forward to seeing some pictures of you in your favorite pose. Have a beautiful and blessed day. My honor and privilege to serve you. Namaste.